don't ask me for no handout on the text, won't answer back. I work hard to be on top, dodging the fall like my ex. I wake up in different places, different cars, get different sex. Really don't play about this shit no more. Fuck what they doing, we ain't losing. I just changed the closet up, the trip got super stupid. Been this booming, I just laugh when they think I made this on music. Hey, they know me doing time, congratulate me like they knew it. Boys around me had the way out, had to get it on my own. Niggas ain't give me shit, no food up in my plate, not even a bone. I get caught up just like ops if he switching and moving wrong. My brody got shot by his blood, that's why I always move along. Those enemies ain't fought, them boys is close. If I see that you jealous, I don't want you close. If you telling a bitch, we know you a hoe. They say that they die for you, promise they won't. Them niggas ain't down, them niggas ain't low. Soon as you fall, them boys gon' go. No respect for your bitch, they gon' take where you go. I only stay down for me and I go for me, cause it's only one name on the song. Come out when they be mad, I know they be here. Only worry about the business that pay me. Money for when I'm sleeping, I gotta get to the check, secure the bag. Fuck it, they hate, fuck it, they mad. Love ain't real, it come with a tag. I get fully flat, no track. Bitch don't ask me for no handout on the text, won't answer back. I work hard to be on top, dodging the fall like my ex. I wake up in different places, different cars, get different sex. Now they give me my respect. They did shit all alone, they try to help and I neglect. We broke ties, parted ways, but my foot stood up on their neck. I was blinded by the
Yo. What's going on, y'all? Last minute live, man. I know it's pretty late. Fuck it, we gonna make it do what it do for the little bit of time that we got on here. What's going on, y'all? Shout out to my boy Slime, Notes, Selfish Santana, Davon Dawkins. I ain't gonna pronounce that name, but what's good, my brother? Yeah, I mean, we definitely in the building, man. Shout out to y'all, man. This Marcus Rosa, aka Mazuma TV. We back at y'all with another live, man. We got some things that we need to discuss, man. Open topics. We're gonna have the panel open for a little bit if anybody want to come through and chop it up. You know what I'm saying? But we definitely gonna talk about some things, man, because I don't know, man. Lately, them comment sections looking a little bit crazy, man. They coming for me. You know what I'm saying? They ain't too happy with what I've been saying lately. But we gonna speak on it. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I'm unfazed by the bullshit. Like when I was on YouTube, when I was like 18 years old, trying to do what I was doing now. The comments used to really make me second guess my opinions and you know what I'm saying, my confidence in what I was talking about. But nowadays, bro, being a lot older, you know what I mean, 8 years later, you know what I mean, and just being a totally different person, bro, I could really care less about what these people be talking about, bro. I'm gonna stick to my opinion, and the motherfuckers don't like it, they ain't gotta watch. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, man. But we got 11 people in the building. Hit the like button as soon as you come in, of course. Slime says that song should be your intro from now on. Shit hard. That's my guy, Weezu, man. Wezu. Weezu Falcon. You can check him out on Apple Music, Spotify. That man makes his own beats, writes his own raps, man. A childhood friend of mine who also supports what I've got going on in the boxing world. You know what I'm saying? One of my biggest supporters, one of the most loyal people that I have around me. You know what I'm saying? Real good dude. Always been a good dude since we was babies. So support that man music, man. That one was called No Traps by Weezu Falcon. You know what I'm saying? He's starting to work with some of the biggest artists of Philadelphia right now. So it's only a matter of time before he blow. You know what I'm saying? So be on the lookout for that man. Look out for him. Real good dude. Davon Dawkins says, facts, you're your own man. Everybody should be their own man. You know what I mean? Like if you strictly on earth to live for somebody else, bro, that's a waste of a life. You know what I'm saying? That's a waste of a life. You know what I mean? You live your own life, you have your own opinions, and either the people around you gonna respect it or not. And if they don't respect your opinion, they don't really respect you. And if they don't respect you, they shouldn't be the fuck around you. That's called an op. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, man. It is what it is. But yeah, they've been on me, man. Them Gervonta Davis fans been mad at me. And you know they be in their feelings too when they speaking about like another man's private parts and shit of that nature, bro. That's how you know that they extremely invested emotionally, almost to a non-heterosexual level, if you get what I'm saying. I don't think that's heterosexual activity. You know what I mean? It seems like it's the opposite. You feel what I mean? But I could tell y'all a little bit of the comments that I've been receiving. You know what I mean? And you know, at one point in time, I used to take it personal and like you know what I mean, and threaten dudes or whatever, bro. But I ain't even about to be doing that no more because at the end of the day, these dudes on the internet just be talking. And if they were to see me in person, they'll most likely walk past me, act like they don't know me, or they'll try to talk to me about boxing and how good my channel is. You know what I mean? I already ran into a few people that they said they know my channel and they said nothing but good things. And they might have been one of the haters that was in my comments. I don't know. You see what I'm saying? But let's see what one of the comments was. He said there's some dude by the name of Christian Taylor 9909. He said, whatever Tank fight at, respect it. Fuck all the other BS. People talking about Devin. Ain't nobody a threat to GTD. The bag they got, bro. This dude can't even write, bro. He says, GTD, the bag they got, that plus Devin have a mandatory. He had to fight anyway. Stop all the extra BS, all the extra cap talking. And I had rolled him by simply saying, nigga, I do whatever the fuck I want. You ain't gotta watch. Fuck you talking about. You know what I'm saying? Typically, I don't respond to him, but I don't like how the way this dude coming across in this comment section talking about like respect it and stop all this. Bro, I do whatever the fuck I want, bro. And I'll literally say the same shit to you in person. And if motherfuckers got a problem with that, bro, not hard to find, bro. You can see me. And I'm seeing like all the recent comments he put on my channel. You know what I'm saying? He talking about get off that man pole or some shit like that. Why is you talking about another man dick, sir? Like, why is you talking about another man dick, bro? Like, y'all some weird, like these dudes be weird, bro. Extremely weird. You see what I'm saying? You on my page worried about my opinion. You so bothered by my opinion, but you clicking my videos, bro. Typically, I don't know how other people move. I don't know how y'all be moving on here, but typically if I don't like somebody, I don't care for their opinion. I don't care to watch their content or none of that. Because there's a few people on YouTube I don't like, and I guarantee you, I'm not subscribed to them. They don't pop up on my timeline. None of that. I never click their videos to be like, oh, what this nigga I don't like said today. Promise you, that shit don't work like that, bro. I promise you, it don't work like that. But it is what it is, man. These dudes be real bold on the internet. And they be coming at me sideways, all because of Gervonta Davis. And like I said on Claymore Rain channel yesterday, this dude, Gervonta Davis, got to be the most protected fighter I've ever seen in my life. Like, protected, bro. He got to be more protected than Canelo, for real. Like, I don't know, bro. They probably about equal, but the shit that I be seeing these people jumping out the window for Tank, bro, that should be crazy. Shout out to the people who are fans of Gervonta Davis but still hold that man accountable. You know what I'm saying? Because what's crazy is they play like I hate Gervonta Davis, and that's not the case at all. You see what I'm saying? That's not the case at all. I just want to see the man step up and do something to prove me right. I think that he could beat Devin Haney, bro. But it's a different situation when you're not really going out of your way to prove me right. I feel the way as a boxing fan that you're doing that. You see what I mean? I put my money up. I've always put my money up. I never had no money. I never had a problem in my life putting up bread to see something, see a good fight ever in person. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody ever give me comp tickets. You feel what I'm saying? I pay for it. However much it is, I pay for it. If I bring a +1, I pay for their shit too. And we ride out over there. If it's always, whenever it's a Philly versus Philly fight, that's a really good fight. Best believe I'm there. I'm putting my bread up because I want to see a good fight. So I'm not one of these dudes that be like, I want to see this fight, and then I'm over here watching the stream. That's not what's happening at all. I put my bread up every time it's a good fight. So, you know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers got to respect this bread. And if not, you know what I'm saying? That's when the boycotting come in. And then that's when y'all bitching that y'all pay-per-view numbers ain't doing well. Shout out to my boy Lorenzo. Shout out to my boy. You ain't been active in the group chat, bro. I see you on the lives, but you gotta keep up with the group chat too, man. We be on there talking. It's just crazy when you come from a good place, people still take it as hate, and it's like you either gotta agree with them, or you know what I'm saying? You a dick rider, you something crazy like that, man. That shit don't really be adding up for me. 18 people in the building, man. Hit the like button as soon as you come in. But we gonna talk about We're gonna talk about these old heads, man. We're gonna talk about these old heads. Let me get this charger from my phone real quick. You feel what I'm saying? We definitely gonna talk about it. These old heads be corny, man. In the sport of boxing. Real corny. Let's chop it up. For sure. Motherfuckers got my number too, so if they fell away, we could definitely talk about it. But let's speak on this whole situation that's been going on in the boxing world as of lately, man. Um, according to Wally Moses, you know what I mean? I believe this is Javante, not Javante. I believe this is Shakur Stevenson's grandfather, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. You know what I mean? I see that he had done an interview with somebody. I forgot exactly who the interview was with, but shout out to whoever he did that interview with. And in that interview, he was speaking on a situation that happened between Devin Haney and Erickson Lubin back in the day. You see what I mean? And this had to be a long time ago. But apparently something happened between Erickson Lubin and Devin Haney where Devin Haney had gotten slapped and had his shoes taken. You know what I'm saying? So not only did he get assaulted, he essentially got robbed. You feel what I mean? This is something that they was talking about. And I think Wally Moses was trying to pretty much say that Devin Haney was soft, that he wasn't really like that because this happened to him, whatever. Now, I don't know how old this dude is, this Wally Moses dude, but it sounds like some shit that like a young nigga would say. You know what I mean? Like you ever seen an argument transpire between two people and they be like, oh, yeah, nigga, that's why this nigga did this to you, whatever. Or even like, let's say you arguing with your fucking girlfriend or your fucking child's mom or whatever. It sounds like a slick remark from like a woman or from like a young bull. So to hear this shit come from an older man, it made me scratch my head. You know what I'm saying? No, yo, look, don't get it misconstrued. I'm not saying that what happened was cap. I just find it weird that an old man is pretty much bringing up a situation that first of all isn't his business to be telling. Second of all, why are you essentially you ratting? You see what I'm saying? Did anybody know about this before Wally Moses put this out? Like I've never heard of this. Like I heard of Gary Russell slapping Terrence Crawford. That was because Gary Russell put that out there and then Terrence Crawford addressed it. It's pretty much a similar situation, except it makes more sense that Gary Russell is speaking on it because he's the one that did it. You see what I'm saying? He the one who slapped Terrence Crawford, so he could come out and talk about it because that was his actions at the end of the day. I find it weird that an older man is out here speaking, and he should know better. You know what I'm saying? If he shit, he a whole grandfather. He should know better to be speaking on somebody's business that's not his. And I think Shakur Stevenson even know that his grandpa was wilding for that because he was like, yeah, what happened was true, but he should have been speaking on him fighting me instead. And you know what I mean? Like I just didn't really understand that. I didn't really understand that. You speaking on somebody's business that's not yours. You wasn't involved in that shit. You did not. You weren't the one that you was slapped that was doing the slapping. So as far as I'm concerned, that's none of your fucking business. You know what I'm saying? And then you doing that to try to degrade somebody else. First of all, Devin Haney was 15 years old. Essentially, that's what, a ninth grader. I believe Erickson Lubin's like 3 years older than Devin. So if you do the math right, Lubin was 18. So I don't know if y'all know, but that's essentially a freshman versus a senior. Now I know when I was a freshman and when I was a senior, I was two totally it was two totally different people. You know what I'm saying? In terms of strength, maturity, and all of that. A freshman and a senior, you know the difference by just looking at them while they walking through the hallway. You know who's who. You feel what I'm saying? So why is you trying to like downplay Devin? Like Devin was a kid, bro. Devin was a kid. You feel what I'm saying? If he got slapped, cool shit. Everybody, if you really done been involved, shit, I got slapped before. I done got snuck, all types of shit. Like that, these things happen when you get into altercations with people. You feel what I mean? Now I don't know exactly what the whole situation was, but 15 years old, a 15-year-old getting slapped by an 18-year-old, that's not far fetched. You know what I'm saying? The shoes that was taken from him, I don't fucking know, bro. I don't know. Like if that's what happened, that's just what it is. But I just find it weird that Lubin's not talking about it. I never heard Lubin talk about it. I never heard Devin Haney talk about it. I never heard none of Devin Haney Hops talk about it. I never heard Shakur speak on it. I never heard Hitchens speak on it. None of these dudes. But this nut ass old head will come out and speak on it as if, you know what I mean, that's his business to be speaking. So old head a cornball for that. You see what I mean? And I think I got this dude number. I think I got Wally Moses' number because he had invited me and my amateur squad to go up to Jersey, up to Newark to fight on one of his cards. You see what I'm saying? So, I mean, he know who I am. Marcus Rosa, at the end of the day, we done spoke through text. I think we even spoke on the phone before. So if he feel away and he see this video, you know what I mean? He can give me a call. I'll tell him the same shit. You feel what I mean? But regardless, I just felt like that was extremely corny. Like extremely corny. You know what I'm saying? Ryan Hong said, and this is the dude who's always asking about like my hoodies and stuff like that. He said, "Who does all the graphic design for your merchandise? If you don't mind me asking, I do it. I do it. You know what I mean? I should be coming out with some new stuff soon, but I'm the one who does the graphic design for my merchandise. You know what I'm saying? Check out MazumaMerch.com if you want to see all the merch that I put up. 100% made by me, created by me, all that good stuff. You see what I'm saying? But regardless, I just find it weird that it's just weird to hear that come from an older man. You see what I mean? That kind of threw me off in that situation. Like if Lubin not talking about it, Lubin should be the only one speaking on this situation, or Devin Haney. You know what I'm saying? Because they're the ones that's the conflict that it happened between. It happened between two men. Well, two kids, honestly. It was two kids. You know what I'm saying? Two kids. You know what I mean? So the only people that should be speaking on that situation is them two. And I find it funny that they doing all this shit to try to discredit Devin Haney. How about talking about the possibility of Devin Haney fighting these guys? And this is another thing that he had pointed out. He talking about Devin Haney should fight Erickson Lubin. For what? For what? Erickson Lubin's at 154 pounds. Devin Haney just touched down at 140 pounds. What the fuck business does Devin Haney have just jumping to 154 to fight Erickson Lubin? For what? For what? No saying get back. Well, that happened outside of the ring. So the only way this shit makes sense for any type of get back is if it happens outside of the ring. But this done happened, what, 15 years? What, Devin Haney like my age? Was he 25? This happened when he was 15. This shit was a decade ago. And niggas still talking about it. Y'all still talking about it. That nigga's a whole different person. A whole different person. Lubin, totally different person, bro. Niggas done grew out of that situation. That shit is old. It don't make sense, bro. Like niggas be mad about a slap for niggas hold back on a 10-year-old situation to put it out now to make Devin Haney look bad. You know what I'm saying? Like Erickson Lubin got other problems at 154 to be worried about. He not worried about no Devin Haney. Why the fuck is this nigga speaking on Erickson Lubin like that? If I'm Lubin, I'm like, all right, bro, like that happened, but why you bringing me into it? I'm sure Lubin was like, damn, nigga, why you involving me in that? What the fuck that got to do with me? Oh, that's even better. YSM. Lubin 17 and Dev was 14. Wow. So this was 11 years ago. This is 11 years ago. This is what y'all talking about? This is what we talking about. Like, y'all niggas gotta stick to the top. Yo, stick to what's currently going on in boxing. Devin Haney is a 140-pound man. Erickson Lubin is a 154-pound man in terms of the weight they competing at. Why the fuck is the whole thing about Devin Haney fighting Erickson Lubin? For what? For what? I don't even think Lubin would entertain that fight right now. What the fuck is y'all talking about? It's like y'all, like, yo, Devin Haney is like extremely hated. Like, he's one of the most hated on dudes in boxing right now, bro. I can't. He got to be top 3. Got to be top 3. You know what I mean? I don't think he 3 neither. I think he up there like high on the most hated boxing list for sure. You know what I mean? Because if you bringing up shit that happened fucking 11, 12 years ago to make somebody look bad, it's like you look corny, bro. That shit was never brought up until you decided to say that in an interview. You know what I mean? And even though niggas confirmed it to be true, that's not your business to be speaking on. So I don't understand it, bro. Nigga, old head should know that too. As old as that motherfucker is, he got grandkids and shit. Like, you should know better than be speaking on other people's business that's not yours. And now what you're doing is you might motivate a nigga to slap you because you running your mouth. You see what I'm saying? Like, you might motivate Bill to want to put hands on you now. I don't know if Bill really on that type time. I don't know. But I'm saying, because you running your mouth, you might get yourself into something that you not really prepared for. And I know your ass too old to be out here acting like you macho man. You know what I'm saying? You might get put on your pockets. You feel what I mean? Black True, someone taking someone's shoes at any age, crazy. He ain't even scratch him. Well, I mean, like, all right, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, 14, whatever, 17, they got his shoes took, cool. I bet you there's a lot of niggas who done got robbed out here. There's a lot of people that done got robbed out here. There's probably some people in this chat that done got robbed before. You know what I mean? Like, this isn't like a far-fetched situation. You feel what I mean? Especially if Devin Haney, 14 years old, he probably didn't know how to react to the situation. He's barely a teenager. He's barely a teenager, bro. You know what I mean? It's just funny, man. It's funny. Lorenzo says Moses versus Bill Haney in Saudi. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. I feel like calling Wally Moses' phone right now. I do got his number. Well, yo, bro, what's this shit you talking about? But then again, I mean, they ain't for me to be doing. But it is intriguing why he actually. I wonder what made him bring that shit up. Did anybody watch that full interview? What made Wally Moses bring up that topic? Did he just bring that up randomly? Bill gonna put hands on the YouTube trolls. Yeah, man, he was about to go in that bathroom with Bernard Hopkins. He ain't got no rap about his son. He do something to somebody. You know what I'm saying? Why some says you don't get points for bullying an 8th grader and you in the 11th. Bad look. That's what I was saying, because I thought he was 15. So you corrected me. So I appreciate you correcting me for that. I thought it was a 15-year-old and an 18-year-old. And I was saying that's essentially a senior bitching up a freshman. You see what I mean? And what I was saying was the person that I was freshman year was drastically different than the person I was senior year in terms of like size, strength. You know what I'm saying? It's not really a fair thing, because when you 15, that's like when you fresh into like puberty and stuff like that. 18 is like when you got a good amount of time, you know what I mean, with testosterone and things of that nature. You're a totally different person. So it's obvious that Erickson Lubin might have had a big advantage against Devin Haney in that particular situation. And being that Lubin pretty much came into the pros at 154 pounds, it's safe to say that he was naturally a bigger man than Devin Haney any fucking way, regardless of age. You see what I mean? So that's interesting. You know what I mean? I don't really think that should be really applauded for real. For real, it's really corny. Like YSM said, it's a bad look. And the fact that we got this old ass man on these interviews talking about it like that's something to brag about, it's corny. You bragging about another nigga work. You bragging about what somebody else did. That's like one of my guys in the chat, real whatever, right? Like, yeah, nigga, that's why my nigga robbed you on 38th Street, nigga. Yeah, right next to that bowling alley. Yeah, nigga, he smacked you with the burner and all. How the fuck I sound? That ain't my work. What the fuck am I bragging about it for? I would look corny. I'm imagining. I'm imagining. Like it's a bad look. That's what it is. Simply a bad look. A bad look. Bragging about another nigga work, an older man, he probably like in his 60s, bro. You bragging about a young nigga work, bro. It's corny. Bill should have treated B Hop. Bill ain't want to go. I don't think you know what I'm saying? He a friend of the show. He a friend of the nation, but I don't know if he gonna treat B Hop though. That's still B Hop. I think he would have went at it with him over his son, but I don't know if he would have treated B Hop. They both older men, man. I don't know. I don't think a regular person just gonna watch B Hop. You know what I mean? I think he the greatest fighter to ever come out of Philly, like accomplishments wise. You feel what I mean? But regardless, yeah, I mean that's what I wanted to talk about, man. That's what Bill gonna drop over here like Pandora. Yo, Slime gotta relax, bro. Slime gotta relax. No said what he gotta go to the bathroom for if they wanted to get it on is right there. Yeah, he said Bill Haney told him, he was like, you get down where he said, where I'm from, you get down where you get mad at. He told him right there to his face, he said, yo, you get down where you get mad at. Huh? He said, you get down where you get mad at. Yo, y'all wild. He said Bill gonna throw that overhand like Sergio Martinez. He gonna do him like Paul Williams. You wilding. Notes. You think we in school slap boxing? Yeah, we definitely. Yeah, that's where we had to hide from the teachers and shit. Yeah. All right. That was definitely yeah. She used to get bad in that joint. Shit used to get dark in that bathroom for sure. Pause. He gonna drop me like Colbert. No, y'all gotta chill. Y'all gotta chill. But anyway, that's what I wanted to speak on with that whole situation, man. That was the only thing I really took from it. I'm like, why are you talking about why this old ass man pretty essentially ratting? You know what I'm saying? Ratting about this situation. Speaking on another man work, bro, that shit just corny to me, man. Old head gotta tighten up. Old head gotta tighten up. And them chains look like they needed some that shit needed a them chains needed a fucking deep clean out this motherfucker. You feel what I'm saying? Them joints needed to get thrown in some motherfucking warm water. You know what I mean? Joints needed to get cleaned up. Them bitches was what's that shit called? Yeah, oh, it was dusty. Nigga smell like nigga look like he smell like WD-40 and shit. Nigga out here wilding. Shake that nigga hand. Your palm gonna look like you just did an oil change and shit. Oil just look dirty, man. It just look dirty. Why the fuck my hands look like I just changed the oil filter, nigga? What the fuck wrong with you? Dirty ass. That nigga look like he sit in a tub and make motor oil. He wildin'. Well, anyway, let's get off old head, man. Before he call me trying to air me out or something. He said, Lorenzo said, throw them chains in that blue water. The barbers keep the scissors in. Yo, that's true. Yo, them bitches gonna come out clean to the motherfucker. Yo, all right. We going a little bit past boxing. We going a little bit past boxing, but I always wonder what the fuck that blue water shit was too. I used to see them sisters in there. I'm like, what the fuck is that? You know what I'm saying? But I never like asked or nothing. I never asked. But anyway, let's speak about this whole situation with this card going on March 30th, man. I'm gonna steer away from Javante Davis a little bit, man. I've been at him for these past couple days. I'm gonna fall back a little bit. I done said everything I needed to say. I'll speak on Javante Davis when more information comes out regarding his fight. For now, unless I just feel like speaking about something else. Yo, we got 29 people in the building, man. Hit the like button as soon as you come in. It is very much appreciated. You see what I mean? But what I wanted to speak on was the whole card, and me and Clay had the discussion in the group chat the other day whether hold up. Kevin Johnson trying to get a Subriel fight. You talking about the sparring king? Is that who you referring to? Is that what you referring to? You talking about the sparring king? I don't know. He don't deserve that, man. He could probably make some good money being Subriel's sparring partner. Yeah, niggas who call it, I don't understand that. It's like you calling yourself the sparring king. First of all, you don't get no cool points for that. Like, what really counts is what you do under them lights, not what you do in the gym. Calling yourself a sparring king, it's just solidifying you as like a gym fighter. Being a gym fighter was never cool. You see what I mean? I would rather be the boy that look bad in the gym, but then shine when the time comes, than be the dude who look like a all-star in the gym, and then when they get under them lights, they freeze. You know what I'm saying? I don't really respect that at all. That shit kind of corny if we being real. But regardless, Kevin Johnson, he not deserving of a fight with Subriel. You know what I mean? It's not a fight we really care to see either. I don't even know what Kevin Johnson does in the pros. You know what I mean? I'm gonna just look up his boxing. I'm gonna look up his record right now and see what he got going on or who he beat, or whatever, what his ranking is. Let's check it out. So Kevin Johnson, he's 12-3. So he's inactive as well. He hasn't fought in over a year. Last time he fought was against Christian Baez at 18-2, and he lost a unanimous decision. So not only is he inactive, his last fight was a loss. Obviously he's a 140 if he's calling out Subriel. But regardless, yeah, this ain't enough, my brother. You're not even ranked on BoxRec right now due to your inactivity. And from what I see, the best fighter you done beat, you beat a 15-0, you beat a 17-0. You know what I'm saying? You beat a 8-0, 3-0. Okay. You got some good wins against undefeated guys. You feel what I mean? But nobody of credibility, in all honesty, because at the same time, you've also lost to a 4-0, a 9-0, and then an 18-2. You feel what I mean? So instead of focusing on being a sparring king, you should be more concerned about what you do under them lights. You feel what I mean? I see that he trying to push for it, but is he really more deserving than them guys that are in the IBF rankings? Absolutely not. You know what I mean? There's plenty of people in the IBF rankings that have more of a case for fighting Subriel than he does. If he really wants that fight, then he needs to come out here and make statements. I'm not saying it's impossible, or it could be a situation where he won't ever be deserving. He definitely can be deserving, but he got to work for it. You feel what I mean? Because as of right now, he's only known for his sparring sessions. But that's not something to really like, you know what I mean, get a pat on the back for. You know what I mean? Like, who cares? Since when sparring ever count? Sparring is like a scrimmage, bro. Like, for my niggas who play ball, it's essentially the same thing. Like, have you ever played with that dude that shine during scrimmages, and then when the real game come on, he got cold feet? That's Kevin Johnson. That's Kevin Johnson. You see what I mean? That's Kevin Johnson, the nigga who shine when he play amongst his teammates in them scrimmages, and he'll drop 30 in the scrimmage. Yo, he look unstoppable. And then when he get under them lights, he not doing so good. He turning the ball over. You know what I'm saying? He missing layups on a fast break, and you know what I'm saying? All that. That's the equivalent in basketball terms. You feel me? That's the equivalent. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. Reed said, I know a few practice dudes who only like that with no eyes on them in the gym. Yeah. Yeah, that shit it's like that in boxing too, bro. I'm telling you. I've seen fighters that look absolutely amazing in sparring sessions. I'm like, yo, who the fuck? Who this dude? Then I check his record on box record. He 9-8. Done got stopped 6 times. I'm like, bro, how? How? Okay. Jizzle Camp says Kevin is a good fighter. His losses were not bad if you watch him for real. Well, I don't know. I mean, like I said, you right. I didn't watch him for real, but I don't know if he's based off of what I'm seeing right here. He's beat some undefeated dudes. You see what I mean? Even knocked out a couple undefeated dudes. But what I'm saying is this worthy enough to fight the IBF super lightweight champion right now, Super El Matias? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. He got some work to do, just like everybody else got to do. Not hating on the man at all. He just got to do more. He got to do more. What he doing not enough. You feel me? That's not enough. Does he have more of a case of fighting Subriel than Gary Antoine Russell? Does he? No, absolutely not. There's a lot of guys ahead of him right now that deserve to get a shot at the world title. He's not one of them. You got to work for it. First of all, get active. You feel me? Get active ASAP. And then we can start talking about it. Get you some wins. You know what I mean? Be some credible dudes. Climb up that ranking. Go to IBF route. Climb up that ranking. You gotta put in the work. If you want the opportunity, you gotta put in the work. I'm sure Matias wouldn't mind fighting him at all, but you gotta do something. Reed, that's another one. Hitchens. Is he more deserving than Hitchens? Absolutely not. But we know this already, so I'm not going to dwell on this. You know what I'm saying? But me and Clay was in the chat the other day talking about whether or not the fight between Tim Tszyu and Keith Thurman and Rolly versus Pitbull um is pay-per-view worthy or not. And I think the general consensus as of right now is that it's not. And one of the points that Clay had made was that he felt like this was something that um it was a disappointment. You know what I'm saying? It was a disappointment. And at the end of the day, I think a lot of people were anticipating Gervonta Davis fighting on March 30th, but he wasn't able to. You know what I mean? I don't know, because of legal reasons. Whatever the situation is, he wasn't able to. So a lot of people feel let down. You feel what I mean? Now, when you're looking at this card right here, man, I've seen PBC events that have been on pay-per-view for way less. You know what I mean? Like, one of the worst cards I probably ever seen that was on pay-per-view was probably the Luis Ortiz versus Andy Ruiz jump. Do y'all remember that fight? That was a PBC pay-per-view event. PBC pay-per-view event, Andy Ruiz versus Luis Ortiz. Older Luis Ortiz versus an Andy Ruiz that had a subpar performance. You feel what I'm saying? They had that on pay-per-view. You feel me? Now, looking at this March 30th fight, not all of the card, not I have that fight was ass. Yeah, that's a fact, Lorenzo. That shit was trash. But that was a pay-per-view event. That was pay-per-view, bro. So I've seen these dudes sell pay-per-views for fights that were way less entertaining. Now, Keith Thurman versus Tim Tszyu, I think that's an exciting fight because of the mystique that's behind it. Do we know what Keith Thurman is going to come into this fight against Tim Tszyu? No. Do we know that Tim Tszyu has the experience necessary to defeat somebody like Keith Thurman? No. So because we know this, we don't know exactly what's going to happen, because Keith Thurman is taking on a challenge that may be an uphill battle for him. I think that's an intriguing fight. I really do think that's an intriguing fight. They both got their pros and cons. Tim Tszyu, he's big. You know what I mean? He's physically bigger. We can make a case that he's physically stronger. He's a big puncher. He's aggressive. He's confident. He has a lot of momentum on his side. He's been active. We see this, right? Keith Thurman. But the cons with Tim Tszyu is that I feel like he's not really tested for real. He's fought some solid dudes, Tony Harrison, but that was a Tony Harrison that looked like he was a shell of himself. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's the best guy on his resume. Carlos Ocampo, that's somebody who done got stopped by Earl Spence in a single round at 147 pounds. Jamil, YSM Sports Media brought that to my attention, and it was extremely valid. It was extremely valid. Brian Mendoza, that's somebody who's had previous losses against I'm not gonna say low tier opposition, but not anybody that's like too big of a name. You know what I'm saying? So taking this all into consideration, and he was handed the belt. You feel what I mean? It wasn't too many people that was calling Tim Tszyu an email champion, but that's essentially what he was. So there's a lot of questions for Tim Tszyu out here too. So you could say that he lost to Jesus Ramos. Okay. Jesus Ramos, who just lost to Erickson Lubin. You feel what I mean? But yeah, man, it's a lot of questions. There's a lot of questions for both of these guys. Like I said, they both got their pros and their cons. Keith Thurman was a former unified champion at one point. He's battle tested. He's fought elite guys consistently throughout his career. I mean, his activity has been inconsistent, but if you look at his resume, he does have some good names on there. He got the undefeated Danny Garcia. He got the Sean Porters. He got a solid Mario Barrios is solid. He just came back and beat Ugas. Robert Guerrero, who's a former world champion. He fought a legend and Manny Pacquiao. This dude done been under the brightest lights. He understands what this moment is like. You know what I mean? He's been around the block. He knows what the boxing game is at the end of the day. However, he's been extremely inactive. He's injury prone. You know what I mean? It seems like he gets injured all the time. It takes long layoffs, inactivity, and ring rust. That's such a big issue for Keith Thurman. And not only that, he's moving up in weight. You know what I mean? He's moving up in weight. He's been a full-fledged welterweight his entire career, and now he's going up against a junior middleweight. Different type of power, different type of size. That's something that Keith Thurman is going to have to go up against. It's an uphill battle for Keith Thurman nonetheless. You know what I mean? I'm sorry. That's just what it is. So it's an intriguing fight for me. Pitbull versus Rolly Romero, bro, that is a hell of a fucking fight right there, stylistically. Now, you cannot be a fan of Rolly Romero. You cannot be a fan of Isaac Cruz. I'm not too big on either one of them in all honesty, but what I can say about both of them is that they're extremely aggressive, they're explosive, they punch hard as fuck, and neither one of them like to take a back step, right? We seen Rolly Romero try to take the back step against Barroso. We seen him get dropped, and then when he actually started coming forward, applying that pressure to Barroso, he was able to hurt him. Premature stoppage, but it looked like it was about to be the beginning of the end at that point. You feel what I mean? So, hold up. What? It's a catch weight? Tim Tszyu and Keith Thurman's at a catch weight? So if it's at a catch weight, then the belt's not on the line. Who said that was a catch weight? I didn't hear that. William Jimenez, he says, yo, Mark, big ups, love your channel. Okay. Yo, I appreciate that, man. Thank you very much for tuning in and supporting. It is much appreciated. Well, if that's true, I'm gonna look more into that. But if that's true, what the hell is the point of Keith Thurman even taking this shot? It don't really make sense. I thought that he was initially taking this shot because it was for a world title. I've seen Keith Thurman do interviews where he was saying things along the lines of that he's a welterweight. He's going to stay a welterweight unless there's an opportunity to fight for a belt at 154 pounds. I heard him say that in an interview with Brian Custer. They was both sitting down face to face talking to each other. So he's going to go fight Tim Tszyu at a catch weight of 155. So essentially that's a middleweight contest technically, but 155 non-title, you just fighting Tim Tszyu. For all that, you should have just ran back the fight that you initially had with Stanionis. You should have stood your ass at 47 and just fought Stanionis, bro. Anonymous said, sounds like Thurman just need a check. Yeah, he must have got offered an amount of money that he couldn't refuse at this particular time because he is inactive. He might have some financial literacy. You know what I mean? He probably know how to save his money and live below his means or whatever. It don't seem like Keith Thurman a real flashy dude. But for all that, 155 catch weight for no belt, you could have just kept that fight with Stanionis, or you could have fought Jerron Ennis for the IBF world title. Don't make any sense at all. See, Keith Thurman has had a lot of issues in his past with his decision making abilities. He's not the smartest dude. You know what I'm saying? He's not a smart dude at all. He had admitted that he had turned down the fights while it was going on, when the bubble was going on. There was no crowd. They had offered him, Al Heyman had offered him an opportunity to fight during the pandemic. He said he turned it down because he thought it was the most boring idea ever. So he turned it down because he said that he didn't feel like it was worth it. So he sat down all that time voluntarily, bro. He was not injured. Voluntarily decided to sit down throughout the course of that pandemic. Wasted some prime years of his career due to just not being willing to fight. You know what I mean? And now, after this long layoff against 25-month layoff since Mario Barrios, he's about to fight an active Tim Tszyu at a catch weight of 155 for nothing on the line. When you could have fought Jerron Ennis for something that was on the line, probably a bigger fight, in all honesty, probably would have got a bigger payday, because in all honesty, if we talk about popularity, I feel like Jerron Ennis is slightly more popular than Tim Tszyu. You know what I mean? Probably would have got a nice check if he fought Tim Tszyu out there in Australia, but they fighting in Vegas. You feel me? Boots and Thurman would have been a bigger fight, in my opinion. Oh wow, Josh makes a great point right there. Shout out to my boy Josh. He said it's a safe L. If he lose, he can make every excuse in the world: weight, layoff, injuries, etc. Yeah, and that kind of reminds me of the Kell Brook situation with Triple G. Do y'all remember that when Kell Brook moved up 2 weight classes to fight Triple G? When Earl Spence was closing in on being his mandatory for the IBF or whatever, or was his mandatory, he decided to get away from the Earl Spence fight and then take on a fight with Triple G. You know what I mean? He gets stopped by Triple G with a broken orbital, and then he comes back down to 47. And after he loses to Earl, he claimed that, you know what I'm saying? They were saying that he had too quick of a turnaround after the Triple G loss, and he had to cut so much weight and things of that nature. It was just a safe L. You know what I mean? Because after Kell Brook lost, they were like, oh, well, he dared to be great. He dared to be great. You know what I'm saying? It was absolutely a terrible move. And it only fucked him over at the end of the day, because it gave Earl even more of an advantage going into that fight, because you came in coming off of a bad eye injury. So I do believe that these fighters do be taking safe L's. That might be a situation with Keith Thurman, honestly, bro. Keith Thurman, this was a guy that I was actually a fan of at one particular time. You see what I mean? I was a fan of Keith Thurman at one particular time, because it looked like he wasn't ducking no smoke, man. If you can beat me, beat me. I gotta. Oh, I'm not afraid to let it go. You better not duck me, son. And saying all this crazy shit. I'm like, yo, I'll fuck with Keith. He be talking crazy with his lisp or whatever, but he's staying on business. Then as soon as Earl started coming into the picture, bro, his whole energy changed. Like he ain't believe in himself, and ever since then, bro, his confidence ain't been the same. You know what I mean? He don't fight with the same type of meanness that he used to, bro. It's like everything just fell apart for Keith Thurman, man. It's a shame. It's sad to see his career collapse how the way it did, because he was on top of the world at one point, especially when he had both of the belts. You know what I mean? He beat Sean Porter and Danny back to back. Back to back. Shout out to my boy Low Nose Boxing with the $2 super chat. He said Danny Garcia ruined Keith, shattered his elbows. Yeah, I seen that he had like bone spurs in his elbows, and he had gotten surgery for it. It took him a long time to recover. I remember seeing the pictures. This was all black and blue. Yeah, Danny Garcia. Yeah, that's not far fetched, man. Danny Garcia. I know people that spar him personally from my gym, and they said that boy power is different. I heard people say that Danny punches feel like bricks. And I heard Keith Thurman say the same thing. He was like, yo, the difference, he said the difference between Danny and Pacquiao power was that Danny's punches felt like a big brick and Manny Pacquiao's punches felt like a little brick. Now, I don't know what the fuck that even mean, but that go to show you that Danny Garcia power is just different, man. I've heard about it, and this is against like really skilled fighters. You feel me? Um, yeah, so it's a fact, bro. You know what I mean? But Danny, stylistically, man, he was just all wrong for Keith. You know what I mean? He just had the completely wrong approach. And I'm gonna chalk that up to Danny Garcia's corner not knowing shit about boxing, just having a terrible game plan, thinking that one strategy that has been working throughout his whole career is gonna go up against the most skilled guy on his resume. It was at that time. Keith Thurman was the most skilled guy that Danny had fought to that point in terms of him being in his prime or athletic ability, speed, all that. And they decided to take the counterpunching role against him when Keith Thurman has the ability to box really well. It just didn't make sense. You had Danny winning 7-5 against Keith Thurman? Absolutely not. That fight wasn't close at all. Danny and Porter was close. I thought Danny beat Porter. Yeah, you're gonna have to look back on that notes. Yeah, that fight wasn't close. Danny and Porter was close though. Yeah. Danny and Porter was close. I had Danny beating Porter. I had Ugas beating Porter too. But regardless, Danny and Porter, that was a way closer fight. Keith Thurman outboxed Danny easy, man. Easy work, in my opinion. Has Danny won a fight at all at 47? Yeah, he beat Robert Guerrero. He beat Paulie Malignaggi. I think he got the WBC off Robert Guerrero. I think he won those two fights right there. And I think he knocked out Brandon Rios at 147. It's probably a few more. I'm not sure, but regardless, yeah, he got some wins, just not against like big names at 47. His peak was at 40. His resume at 140 was incredible, man. No way Keith didn't win easy. Yes, he did. Keith Thurman beat Danny easy, bro. That wasn't no dispute. Since when there was a dispute between Danny and Keith Thurman, bro? Come on, man. Let's see what the judges said. It was a split. It was a split, but one judge had it 8-4, the other judge had it 7-5. So that's competitive, but that's still clear. Keith Morgan had it 113, 115 for Danny. So one of the judges actually had Danny winning, but there's nobody that could sit down with me, watch that fight, and say that Danny Garcia won that fight. He got outboxed. You think Danny gonna make the Hall of Fame? He should, based off of the things that he's done in totality of his career in terms of being a 2-division world champion. But what saves him and makes him a Hall of Fame, a Hall of Famer for sure, is what he's done at 140 pounds and the guys that he's beat at 147 pounds. I mean, at 140 pounds. If y'all put Tim Bradley in the Hall of Fame, bro, if y'all putting Tim Bradley in the Hall of Fame for what he did at 140, bro, you need to put Danny Garcia there, bro. Danny Garcia's resume at 140, it smacks a lot of these dudes' resume. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. The Eric Morales, we can talk about the Eric Morales, the Zab Judas. We could talk about a prime Lucas Matisse who was really out here doing damage and was called the boogeyman. He beat I think this was at a catchweight, but he beat Lamont Peterson. You know what I mean? He got some names. He got some names. Tim Bradley had a crazy resume, but I think that Danny Garcia reign at 140 was more impressive. I didn't even bring up the prime Amir Khan. You know what I'm saying? Prime Amir Khan. Kendall Hall. Kendall Hall. You know what I'm saying? What rematch you referring to, Texas? Only big names Bradley got at 140 is Witter and Alexander. Did he fight Marquez at 40 or 47? Let's see. Man, listen, he beat Matisse clearly, bro. Okay, he fought Marquez at 47. Marquez is too small at 47, man. But anyway, yeah. Yeah, Danny's a Hall of Famer for sure. Danny's definitely a Hall of Famer, in my opinion. Anybody, bro, Arturo Gotti's in the Hall of Fame, bro. You know what I mean? Like Danny got it. What he did at 140, he get that stamp for sure. Whoever says anything other than that, I don't know, bro. Danny Dad said Danny pissed blood and couldn't hear out his ear for 2 weeks. Yeah, yeah, that's very possible. After Tim Bradley fought Provodnikov, they said that he couldn't speak straight for a while, all types of stuff. Tim Bradley was talking about how he had to play like memory games to get his mind back sharp and things like that. You see what I'm saying? Diego Corrales didn't make the Hall of Fame. That's crazy. Um, he didn't make the Las Vegas Boxing Hall of Fame. I know his wife is a part of like that organization. You must be referring to the International Boxing Hall of Fame. But anyway, there's a few fighters that hit the ballot every year and people don't vote for them. And it's sad. Bradley versus Danny fantasy fight at 140. Who you got? Bradley box, he wins. If he slugs, then Danny wins. Well, Tim Bradley was a dog, man. Tim Bradley was a dog, and I don't think Danny would have been able to knock him out. I think that Tim Bradley would have outdogged him, bro. I honestly feel like Tim Bradley would have outworked him. I think he would have outworked Danny because the problem with Danny is he loves to be a counterpuncher. Keith Thurman said it best. He never seen a fighter that loves to be second as much as Danny. You see what I mean? And he said that it was as easy. It was easy work because all he would have to do was lead or feint. Danny would try to punch, and then he'll just counter his counter, and then just get out of the way. And Danny's extremely flat-footed as well, so it helps him because he's able to generate so much power. But also, it also hurts him because he's unable to cut off the ring efficiently, and he's not able to. You know what I mean? Well, that's essentially what it is because he's always taking the steps forward, but it's gonna be he's not gonna be able to cut off the ring efficiently to be able to get to Tim Bradley. I think Tim Bradley would outbox. I think he would out hustle him. You feel me? I think he would out hustle him. Cotto versus Bradley. Now that's a good ass fucking fight at 140. I think Cotto would have got him. I think Cotto at 140. Cotto at 140 would have got him. You talking about the Cotto that had hair on his head, bro? I don't know, man, because Cotto could box. He was light on his feet. You know what I mean? Strong ass jab and left hook. He go to the body real well. I think Bradley would have gotten frustrated and try to fight fire with Cotto. I think Cotto would have got him, bro. Fuck around would have really hurt Bradley, honestly. But great boxing ability. He got fast hands. Um, Cotto, that's a good ass fight though. I can see Tim Bradley giving Cotto some fits. Oh shit. Damn. Who you think punched harder, Cotto or Danny? How the fuck would I know? I'm gonna say Cotto. I think Cotto the harder puncher than Danny. I want to know. I would have to get hit by both of them. I never got hit. If we talking about prime for prime, I'm gonna say Cotto. I think Cotto had a harder punch than Danny. especially to the body. If I had to guess, Cotto jab was harder. Well, it was because Cotto was left-handed. Cotto was left-handed. You feel me? Um, so of course his jabs used to feel like power shots. Y'all got Danny being a bigger puncher than Cotto. Okay, that's a good point. Danny got highlight real KOs. I don't know, man. I can't really answer that. I wish I knew some. I wonder if there's been anybody that sparred both, or if they even got a common opponent. But I don't really think so. Cotto Power carried the 160 when he stopped Sergio. Yeah, but if you really watch that fight with Sergio, man, it looked like a lot of the reasons why he was getting knocked down was because his legs wasn't steady under him. It really looked like his knees were shot, bro. It just looked weird. Like the knockdowns looked funny. It didn't look like Sergio was hurt at any particular time. It just looked like his legs wasn't supporting his mobility. That's what it looked like. He looked like an injured man in there. You feel what I mean? I heard Sergio Martinez's corner was like, yo, your knees, you know what I'm saying? Like you can't do it no more, man. Like you done. Like your legs not responding. You know what I mean? That's what it looked like for me. That's what it honestly looked like to me. Bud or Danny, I got Bud all day. Bud would have smashed Danny. Pause. Let me see. Said Tank wins. Danny versus Tank. I don't know. Tank would have had his defense would have had to been on a bean, fucking with Danny. And Danny, with people, he got one of the best. That's one of the best. He got one of the best chins in boxing, like in this era. Like I've never, I never seen Danny have noodle legs or get dropped or anything like that. And he done been punched by some fucking dudes that can crack. Gervonta Davis could crack, but I don't know. I don't know if he would have been able to rock Danny. I don't know. I don't know. And I don't know how Gervonta. Everybody talk about how hard Gervonta punched, but we don't know exactly if he could take a punch himself. Like the cleanest I ever seen this dude ever get hit was against like Gamboa when they was like in the clinch and Gamboa freed himself and he got like a little 3-piece off, but Gamboa legs wasn't under him. You know what I mean? He already had torn his ACL by then or Achilles or some shit like that. Um, who's to say that Danny? Who's to say that Gervonta Davis could take a left hook from Danny Garcia? I don't know that. He got hit clean against Rolly and Pitbull. Not really. Like Rolly had hit him and stuff like that, but it was very little, very little. And I don't think either one of them do. Especially Pitbull. Pitbull not punching like Danny. I don't know if Rolly punching like Danny neither. I don't know. I don't know. He said Tank sleeping that nigga in 2 rounds. Nah, Rolly don't punch harder than Danny. Cut it out. I don't think so. I don't think so at all. I think Danny punched harder than Rolly. That's what I think. Danny said Lucas has a tight. Y'all talking about y'all was just talking about him being a harder puncher than Cotto, and that he got highlight real knockouts. I don't know, bro. Rolly got some good knockouts too. I mean, but whatever. I mean, the thing is, we'll never know because we ain't never got hit by neither one of them niggas. So who the fuck are we to say who hit harder? You know what I'm saying? Danny said Lucas has the type of power that you have to bite down when he punches you, or it might embed. Yeah. Yeah, Lucas was really out here punching. Like when I see him do that shit, when I seen him do that shit to Lamont Peterson, bro, I was like, holy shit. Like that was scary, bro. That was scary. I'm like, yo, who the fuck this dude? I was scared for Danny going into that fight with Matisse. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. When I seen Danny drop Matisse, I was like, oh, I was like, yo, Danny the real deal. I knew he was the real deal when he knocked out Amir Khan for real. But I was like, yo, this really just stamped it. Like, Danny a fucking problem, bro. That's why I knew Danny was a problem. I really think that Danny could have been a lot better if he had better coaching, though. You know what I'm saying? But he stuck by his father, though, for sure. Tito Trinidad hit harder than Danny or Cotto. Oh, that's a fact. And I ain't arguing with nobody about that. Tito Trinidad hit harder than Danny and Cotto. Both of them. Both of them. For a fact. I seen Trinidad break people hip bones with hooks. Come on, man. Come on. Yes, he did. Tito had a lot of scary highlight real KOs. Yes, he did. What he did to Maurice Blocker was scary because Tito was only like 19, 20 years old when he did that. And Maurice Blocker was like the champion. He had the IBF title at the time. Yo, we got 40 people in the building, man. I appreciate everybody that's tuning in right now. Hit the like button as soon as you come in. It is very much appreciated. Mikey Garcia was good too. Mikey Garcia is one of my favorite fighters of all time. I love Mikey Garcia. Always did. Even though he cursed me out on Instagram one time. Man, I was asking him to shout out North Philly. He got mad. So I don't know. I don't know. He must have been on one that day. I don't know. That motherfucker was on a survey side, some shit like that. But um, shout out to my boy Mikey. Shout out to my boy Mikey. I love Mikey. Pause. Yeah, Tito almost sent that boy to the morgue. I remember that. And Joey Boy Compass dropped Tito with a short left hook on the inside. You know what I mean? Tito got up and he finished him right after that. Broke his nose and all types of stuff. I seen an interview from Yori Boy Compass, bro. He still talks clear. And Yori Boy Compass, I don't know if y'all know, but Yori Boy Compass is still fighting to this day. Still fighting to this day. Check his box rec. He just fought a year ago. Still fighting. This dude got over 100 fights. He's still rumbling in Mexico. Shout out to Yuri Boy Compass, man. One of the most humble dudes in the one of the most humble dudes I've seen in boxing. You know what I'm saying? I heard stories about Yuri Boy Compass making Fernando Vargas cry in sparring. You know what I'm saying? Like had him crying in sparring. Yuri Boy Compass was 56-0 with 50 knockouts when he fought Tito Trinidad. 56-0 with 50 knockouts. You know what I'm saying? Well, we got the GOAT. You gotta take into consideration that Tito Trinidad was at a weight class he had no business being in. I believe that was a super middleweight contest. I think Roy Jones versus Tito Trinidad. Hold on, let me look that up just to clarify. I think that was at super middleweight. And Tito's prime years, for everybody that knows, is really between 47 and 154 pounds, honestly. If we really keeping it 1,000. This was, let me see. Let's see. I can't, it's not showing me the weights right here. But regardless, I think that was a super middleweight contest. Yeah, that was 170 pounds. He had no business being there. He had no business being there. But he took the fight. And Tito, I think that we wouldn't be talking about him losing to Roy if he didn't get knocked down. I thought Tito, from what I remember, I had him win in the first 6 rounds. Roy wasn't really doing nothing. Them knockdowns bailed him out, man. Them knockdowns bailed him out. Well, Tito was already past it, man. He wasn't the same. You know what I'm saying? I think Roy's size advantage played a part in that situation because that was the weight that Roy Jones thrived at. Tito had no business being up there. Tito's KO over William Joppy, yeah, Tito got that payback. You know what I'm saying? For what Joppy did to Roberto Duran. You feel me? So yeah, that's a good job, bro. I watched Tito Trinidad whole career. There ain't not one fight from Tito I did not see. The William Joppy one is definitely one of my favorite performances, but was Roy a champ at the time? I don't believe so. But my favorite, I love the knockout that he had with Mamadou Thiam. When bro, Mamadou Thiam eye was like this big, bro. This fucking big. And Tito had hit him with a shot. He literally turned his back on Tito and walked out of the ring, bro. Like walked to his corner, like completely quit. That was a good one. The Fernando Vargas one was probably one of the more exciting fights of Tito's career. Um, yeah, Roy never fought at 47 though. In the pros, I believe. But Duran Power was real also. Yeah, it definitely was. Tito was at his best as a counterpuncher. If you came forward against Tito, you were as good as dead. Yeah, you pretty much played right into his hands if you decided to go forward against Tito. I don't know why William Joppy took that approach. And even when he had gotten hurt by Tito, he still was trying to come forward to try to like prove something. And every time Tito hit him clean, he hurt him. It just ain't really make sense to me, man. But I love the Obakar fight that Tito had. Um, let me see what else. What's a fight? I watched the Yuri Boy Campus fight a lot. I watched that one a lot. That's one of my favorite ones. Um, there's a few of them, man. There's a few of them. I like watching the De La Hoya and Tito fight too. You know what I mean? I don't really think it was a robbery how everybody said it was. You feel me? I think people was just mad that shit ain't work out in that Golden Boy favor. But if we really talking power punches, we got to mention Julian Jackson. The Terry Norris knockout was crazy. Terry literally froze from a right hook. That's a fact. That was a fact. Julian Jackson, he got to be like one of the hardest punches pound for pound in like boxing history. Him, Gerald McClellan, they were some nasty punchers, bro. 1994, Tito fought Camacho, Yuri Boy. I don't know who that's supposed to be. Oba. I'm thinking you meant to say Oba. Back to back, Tito had no picks. That's a fact. Camacho, he got a survival mode as soon as he felt. Yeah, I knew you was referring to Obakar, but Camacho felt Tito power, and Camacho was like, "All right, this is what we not doing." That's exactly what it looked like. He just looked like he went into survival mode, and we gotta take it. We gotta really understand. Like Camacho has fought as high as like 160, 168, and has never been stopped. It has never been stopped. And I think he debuted at 130 if I'm not too sure. I didn't really follow Camacho all like that, but all the losses he had, he never been stopped, bro. Never been stopped. He started at 126. Okay. That's impressive, man. Camacho is different. I don't know if y'all knew, but I cornered one of Camacho's son's fights out in Hockessin, Delaware. Hector Camacho Jr.'s last fight. I cornered his fight. He had gotten a knockout against this dude from Colombia or Dominican Republic or some shit like that. So I was able to meet Hector Camacho Jr., man. He's a spitting image of his father. It was real dope to see. You know what I mean? Camacho had already passed away by that time, unfortunately. I actually got a little like replica Camacho chain at the gym too that his son gave me. So um that was a dope moment. That was one of the more dope moments in my career, man. I was able to um assist Hector Camacho Jr. in his corner for his last fight that he had. You know what I mean? And he looked just like his father, man. I just think that Camacho Sr. was a little bit darker than him. But besides that, bro, it's his twin. It's his twin. Yeah, I got a few of them Jones. He had gave me one when I had went to the Atlantic City Boxing Hall of Fame to meet Tito Trinidad. I had ran into Camacho Jr. over there. We chopped it up for a little bit, me, my father, and Junior. You know what I'm saying? He gave me one of the replica chains. It was dope, man. It say Macho Time on it. So have you ever seen Hector Camacho with his big ass chain? You know what I mean? And I also I was able to wear the fucking hat that he used to wear in the ring, the Indian John with like all the like the feathers and all that shit on it. Yeah, I had the opportunity to wear it too. I think I took a picture with it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it was a dope John. It was a dope John. I watched that fight, bro. Chapo. Yeah, I watched that John. I'm real educated on Edwin Rosario. I watched that fight. Edwin Rosario had Camacho knocked out on his feet a couple times, and Camacho just continued to press through it, bro. There's a lot of people that thought Rosario won the fight. You feel me? So it's sad. Yeah, Edwin Rosario had scary power. He was a devastating puncher. Real weird style too, but it worked for him. He used to box with his elbows wide, just like this, and um he had won the world title several times, man. You know what I mean? There's people that well, my father believed Edwin Rosario won the fight. You know what I mean? So there's some debate out there, you know what I mean, in terms of who won the fight or whatever. But regardless, Edwin Rosario, man, it's sad how his life unfolded. You know what I mean? Real unfortunate situation. The Livingstone Bramble John, I was just watching that shit like 2 weeks ago. He crushed him. Definitely crushed him. He did him dirty, bro. That was that was a bad joint. Had that boy out. You know what I mean? Anonymous says Archie more power really surprised me as well. I seen him get knocked down 3 times against the Canadian Durrell in the first, and then come back and knocked him out. I think in the 10th. I was watching Sugar Ray Leonard versus at light heavyweight, bro. I think he fought Delon or some shit like that. Sugar Ray Leonard was nasty, man. That boy was so different. I would have loved to have seen him in this era, man. Let me see if I could remember this dude. Let me see if I can pull up this dude name. Yeah, Donnie Lalonde, dog. Sugar Ray Leonard had gotten dropped like in the beginning of the fight. I think it was like the third or fourth round or whatever. And he came back and put dude on a fucking highlight reel. Highlight reel. Yeah, Sugar Ray Leonard was different, man. That boy was different. That boy had a different type of dog in him. His speed was incredible, bro. Like how the way he threw his punches, bro, and he threw them with bad intentions too. It was just, oh, them dudes was different, man. Them dudes, that was a real beautiful era to watch. I wish I had came up around that time to witness it live, but fortunately, we got the videos to watch here whenever we feel like it. You know what I mean? But Sugar Ray was nasty, bro. Sugar Ray knocking out Tommy Hearns in the first fight was always incredible to me, especially since he was getting all boxed. Yeah, it was a hell of a turnaround. I think he stopped him. I think he knocked him out in like the 15th round too. Let me see. Did he stop him in the 15th? Let's see. Oh, they keep trying to get me to put my login info in here. I don't feel like doing all that. What's my favorite knockout any era? Favorite knockout any era? I love that James Toney Iran Barkley knockout. I like that one. The Marquez Pacquiao knockout. Mm, that Sergio and Paul Williams one was nasty. Nasty. Mm. Tommy Hearns, Roberto Duran. George Foreman and Jerry Cooney. Anonymous, David Tua really surprised me against Hakeem Rockman in the first fight. He was getting outboxed as well. One of the nastiest knockouts I seen was David Tua versus John Ruiz. That was nasty. David Tua was a monster, bro. He was real limited skill wise, honestly, but he was a hell of a puncher. He was a beast, and he still trains to this day. I got him on my Facebook, and he still train hard. He stay in shape, man. Shout out to that boy David Tua, man. Still embodying the spirit of a warrior. You know what I mean? Staying on top of his game. Jaden Burney, that's a good point. He definitely was in the commercials. He had the look, man. Deontay versus Brazil. That was nasty. The Bermain Stavern knockout was nasty too. Wilder got one of the best highlight reels out here, bro. That Spielka John. Crazy. Do you think Roy was nervous the second time he fought Bernard Hopkins? I think any fighter that says that they aren't nervous before fights is a liar. And if they aren't nervous, then that must mean that mentally they're not focused or they just underestimating their opponent. I would like to think that Roy was nervous before all of his fights. You feel what I'm saying? But what I would say about that is interesting how Roy Roy Jones in the first fight with Bernard Hopkins was able to beat Bernard based off his reflexes, his speed, his overall gifts. But then in the second fight, Bernard Hopkins' skill set is what paid off in the end because Roy Jones' reflexes and speed wasn't the same. You know what I mean? Um, Roy Jones' later years really exposed the skill set he really had and how reliant. What it showed was how reliant he actually was um, with the gifts that God gave him. You know what I mean? Not actual skill set, but just like his overall athleticism. Roy Jones, one of the most, he has to be the most gifted fighter I've ever seen. You know what I mean? But that was his gift and his curse because although it did win him a lot of fights when he was in his prime, in his later years when that all disappeared, you know what I mean? He was very limited in what he could do or what he could bring to the table. Tank, oh yeah, 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 yeah. I'm gonna give Tank that Leo Santa Cruz knockout, bro. When I seen that shit live, bro, I was watching it upstairs in my room, bro. I was running up and down the hallway going crazy. I thought he had bodied Leo. I ain't gonna lie to you. That boy wasn't getting up. That boy was sleep, like sleep, like not a power nap. I'm talking about like deep, like Tempur-Pedic mattress sleep, sleep number bed sleep for sure. Tommy Morrison KO, Razor Reddick. Yeah, Razor Reddick done been through some shit in that ring. That's a fact. Yeah, he did Floyd Patterson dirty. He was mad at Floyd Patterson though. He's calling him Uncle Tom and all types of shit. Ali wasn't rocking with Floyd Patterson at all. Roy versus Julio Cesar Gonzalez had me shocked. He was hitting with shots he didn't even see. Yeah. Roy Jones versus Vinny Pazienza was a good joint too. He beat the dog shit out of Vinny, bro. Oh man, that was a bad joint. Mm. Yeah, I be hearing some crazy accusations about Don King, man. Any day now, Leo will announce his retirement. I mean, he might as well. When's the last time Leo fought? That dude ain't fighting so long, man. Abner Mares need to go on and retire. Robert Guerrero need to go on and retire. Andre Berto need to go on and retire. Like all these dudes just need to clear out, bro. Clear out. Victor Ortiz, get up out of here, man. All of y'all, get up out of here. All y'all old washed up niggas. If Keith lose to Tim Zoo and then want to take another 20-month layoff, bro, he need to get out of boxing too. Sean Porter already gone, bro. Go ahead and do us a favor. Ricky Hatton whooping Paulie. Yeah, that was a good one. I don't really care. I never really care for Paulie, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. I never really liked him at all. I was happy when Cotto beat his ass, and I'm not even a big Cotto fan. I'm never like Paulie. Never like his style. Nothing about him. Sugar Ray Robinson. They said Sugar Ray Robinson said he had dreams that he was gonna kill a fighter. And he was trying to pull out of that fight, but they convinced him to fight him anyway, and he actually caught a body, bro. It's sad. That's an unfortunate reality with boxing, bro. You know what I mean? That's gonna be a constant theme. You feel me? It's gonna be a constant theme with boxing. Unfortunately, we're gonna have some fighters that we may know of, that we may not know of, that may pass away as a result from trauma that they sustained in the boxing ring, whether it was prior to the fight or during the fight. You know what I mean? But what I do notice is that a lot of these dudes who end up having brain injuries and stuff like that, they usually get it from the preparation going into the fight, from like sparring and stuff like that, and then the actual fight just like um aggravates it. You feel me? That's what I typically notice. Yeah, Sugar Ray Robinson was nasty, bro. He was ahead of his time. I was watching him train, and I was like, bro, he was doing that back in the day. Like, there was fighting. Like, if you watch like Jack Johnson train and stuff like that, and you watch like all them old school dudes, they strategies and how the way they went about training was definitely different than how fighters prepare for fights nowadays. And Ray Robinson, he does stuff in that point in time that I never see any fighters from his era do that people still do to this day. You feel me? Ray Robinson, he was ahead of his time, man. I think he would have done great in any era he would have participated in my opinion. Because he was a welterweight and a middleweight, I think he would have did great. You know what I mean? Them dudes just cut different, man. Fighting like 30, 40 times a year, fighting every other week. Yeah. They said the video they got on Sugar Ray Robinson not even his prime. Yeah, cause I was reading news art. They were saying like in news articles how they said by the time they was filming him, he was already like on the back end of his career. They said that he was different in his prime year. So I can only imagine 'cause he looked sensational in them videos that we did see though. His speed, his left hook, just overall boxing ability. He looked sensational. So I can only imagine how he looked when he was younger. What's your top five pound for pound? I had made a list. Let me see. Let me you talking about all time or current? Because I had just made a list with I did a whole live where I dedicated my pound for pound list. Number one, Terrence Crawford. Number two, Nayu and Inoue. Number three, Devin Haney. Number four, Alexander Usyk. Number five, Shakur Stevenson. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna say this: the winner of Better Be Even Bivol going to jump to number six, possibly number five. You know what I'm saying? But that was my pound for pound list that I had made. I had made on the live with the Nation not too long ago. Appreciate that, Dub. Thank you very much. Bro, that's why I can never call a boxer trash for the simple fact that they box to make a living and entertain us. Well, I mean, that's you. I mean, you entitled to do that, but you know, if I feel like a fighter trash, I'm gonna say it. I don't give a fuck what they dedicate. You know what I'm saying? Shit. If I think they trash, I'm gonna say it. But I respect your approach though. I like that humble approach you took, but Me, you know what I'm saying, I ain't the most humble dude, so you know what I mean, I go about things slightly differently. You know what I mean? But um, bro, that's a nice list. I appreciate that. I had made the list with the people on here, man. I had made a list and then we had some debates on who belonged where and shit like that. And we made a pretty decent list. You know what I mean? Obviously, we uh couldn't satisfy everybody, but we try to come to as much of an agreement as possible. You know what I mean? Obviously, it's debatable. It's an opinion at the end of the day. There's no right answer. You feel me? So I tried the best to include my opinion along with the people that's watching opinion because I respect their opinion as well. You feel me? All right, send that Graziano fight. Okay, cool. Gaza Trini says blessings, bro. Salute to you, brother. I appreciate you tuning in. You know what I'm saying? But that's pretty much my live, man. I'm gonna get my ass up. I'm gonna get my ass out of here and go catch up on some rest. You feel what I'm saying? I got work in the morning. You feel me? So I want to make sure I have some energy for that and continue providing content for y'all throughout the day tomorrow. And I'll be on live tomorrow as well, man. You know what I mean? Let me see. Let me see. Hold up. Mill City Boxing. What up? What up, man? I appreciate you joining the live. We had spoke on the interview you had done with Wiley Moses about the whole Erickson Lubin and Devin Haney situation. Yeah, I mean, I appreciate you tuning in though. Hopefully we could collab on a video whenever you get the time. I would like to do that with you. You feel what I mean? But I appreciate you tuning in for sure. Let me see. You dropping the link tonight. Now I'm about to get up out of here. But shout out to Mill City for tuning in, man. We getting some people on here that's noticing the lives. That's what's up. That's what's up. You say, yeah, I talked to Bill Haney today. Where you got that up on your Instagram, your YouTube? Where you got it at so I can go check it out before I go to bed? Oh yeah, Bill Haney joined my live a couple days ago. I think like last Thursday, Wednesday, Thursday around that time, and he chopped it up, answered all our questions and stuff like that. I rock with Bill. Okay, it's on YouTube. I'm gonna check that out then. I appreciate you coming in though, man. I'm gonna send you a follow on Instagram right now, man. See if we could do some type of collab work. I've been trying to like collab with other like YouTube channels and shit like that, but you know what I mean? There's always like a schedule or some type of time frame or whatever. But yeah, I just followed you on Instagram right now. The Mill City Boxing Joint. But definitely check you out for sure. But you've been putting out a lot of great content, man. You really helping the boxing world move forward. And anybody that's doing that, I got respect for it. You know what I mean? You really out here doing your thing. And from what I heard in one of your previous interviews, you a boxing coach as well. That's what's up, man. I'm a boxing coach myself too. You know what I'm saying? So I identify with you from that standpoint. You know what I mean? So shout out to you. But yeah, I'm gonna get up out of here, man. I hope all of y'all have a great day, man. There's 32 people in the building. Hit the like button as soon as you come in. It is very much appreciated. Y'all hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the bell notification. Select all so you'll know every time I'm posting a video or going live. But until then, man, I'm out of here, man. Y'all have a blessed night, blessed, beautiful night. I'm out of here, man. Peace.